Your one click on the subscribe button makes a huge difference. Thank you for your kind support.
Melanie Paul's decision to leave town before her eventual disappearance adds a layer of complexity to Until Dawn, transforming what initially appears to be a straightforward missing person case into a more nuanced exploration of freedom, family obligation, and personal growth. Through flashbacks and dialogue, the film reveals that Melanie's departure was a deliberate choice rather than a mysterious vanishing, at least initially. In a pivotal flashback scene, we see Melanie telling Clover about her plans to leave for New York. She explains her decision with the powerful statement, "I'm actually running towards something," specifically mentioning school, a new city, and a new life. This framing is important. Melanie doesn't see herself as abandoning Clover but rather pursuing positive opportunities that aren't available in their small town. The timing of Melanie's departure makes it particularly painful for Clover. The friends mention that Mom had just died like weeks before, suggesting that Melanie chose to leave during a period of shared grief when Clover was especially vulnerable. This context helps explain the depth of Clover's trauma and her suicide attempts following her sister's departure. She experienced it as abandonment during her time of greatest need. Melanie expresses a fear that permeates the entire film: "I can't just sit here and waste away becoming something I'd hate." This statement is eerily prophetic given what happens later in Clover Valley, where people literally transform into something monstrous. Her desire to escape this metaphorical transformation ironically leads her into Dr. Hill's trap, where physical transformation becomes her fate. The sisters' final interaction shows Melanie giving Clover money, telling her, "I need you to take care of yourself for a little while." This suggests Melanie saw her departure as temporary, perhaps intending to return or have Clover join her later. She didn't expect to disappear permanently but was seeking independence and growth. Clover's immediate response, begging Mel, wait as her sister walks away, reflects her dependency and fear of being left alone. This dynamic establishes the emotional wound that Dr. Hill later exploits. Clover's inability to accept her sister's choice becomes the trauma that powers the nightmare in Clover Valley. The fact that Melanie chose to leave rather than being taken creates a more complex emotional situation for Clover to process. Rather than simply mourning a victim, she must come to terms with her sister's agency and decision to prioritize her own needs. This adds layers of hurt, rejection, and possibly anger to her grief, emotions that manifest in the various forms of horror the friends encounter. By revealing Melanie's voluntary departure, the film subverts the typical missing person narrative in horror films. It suggests that sometimes what we perceive as mysterious disappearances have mundane explanations, while true horror may come from how we respond to ordinary human choices that hurt us.